I think I put the wrong episode number because this is episode 116 of a gaming podcast. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Steve, how are you doing? Vigvari.
I'm doing really well, surviving the onslaught of the snow that we just got. But otherwise, yeah, good vibes all around.
Awesome. Yeah, my whole window was covered in snow. I was like, my cat's like, I can't see anything. Like, what you can do? Anything about this? Like, what's going on? What's going on? Caboose, how about yourself?
I'm doing good as well. We're an episode away from 117.
The Halo episode.
Yeah, the Halo episode. But also, Steve, I am like cursed. Every time I hear good vibes, I think about, is anybody caught up on the Marvel Rivals drama?
No.
And everything that happened?
Oh, my Instagram comments are getting...
any funny comments? Sammy, you want to say?
Yeah.
Okay,
Wait,
the gist of it is there was a big tournament that was being thrown. Someone wanted to take it really seriously. His team didn't really want to take it seriously.
Fun.
They wanted good vibes.
Yes.
It was for $40,000 to this tournament. They kicked the kid out who wanted to take it seriously. Kicked him off.
Wanted the money for college too.
He wanted money for college.
Oh,
and the rest of his team has taken some serious heat for it.
But it's mostly one person who I happen to do a campaign with every year.
Oh boy.
So
Yeah.
every post with like that person is getting. I have to turn off the comments.
I'm Twitter mutuals with them as well. So it's to be honest, it's so spiraled out of control now. But
like now it's just to like put salt in the wound. It's like, guys, people are learning, they understand.
But every time I hear good vibes, I just think about
every time someone plays a Widow now, there's always someone says the same comment.
If you play Rivals, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get a lobby where somebody's like, "So are we doing this for the vibes or for $40,000?"
So I'm on Reddit right now, the Marvel Rivals Reddit, and the first thing is like playing for vibes is now canonically part of Marvel Rivals, and I'm so happy.
Wow. There we go.
That's
we go.
Good. I like that.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at right now. But doing good otherwise. Survived the snow as well, and am I the only one who's also just hoping and praying for just a tiny little update for Wolverine at a state of play next month?
Me too. That'd be great.
I mean, sure. Yeah.
You're gonna get your Wolverine. Don't worry, you're gonna get it.
I want it now. No.
Who has Wolverine? Steve, you have Wolverine?
Yeah, what?
Yeah, he does.
You don't even have it.
He just wants me to get some points.
Yeah, sure.
A couple points.
Yeah.
Clearly.
That's all. That's all. The only motivation there.
Yeah. Steve Saylor, what's going on, man?
Doing all right. Yep, I survived the weekend blizzard of snow as well. Actually, I got to play some games that I hadn't had a chance to. So it was a nice chill. Just turn up the heat, go underneath a blanket, get some coffee, and enjoy some handheld gaming. That's basically what I did.
Very nice.
Yeah. Fell in love with a game. I don't know. Has anyone heard of a game called that just came out called TR49?
Never heard of it.
I only saw it. I didn't go heavily deep into it.
Okay, so it's a puzzle game that you are going through this very old computer that was used to crack like Nazi World War II codes kind of thing, and this computer has been fed documents and books and notes and secrets that page by page, and each page or each book has its own code, and it's in a 2-letter 2-number code. So TR49 being the name of it, and you basically are trying to figure out what it is that you're trying to do within the story, in the story, and what you're trying to do at this computer, why you're at this computer. And you're trying to find clues within these different documents. And when you go to a document, sometimes it's all scrambled, and you have to find the name of the document that in order to be able to unscramble it. And it unlocks this really cool mystery that spans over multiple decades of generations of people and scholars. It's a really neat puzzle, kind of trying to figure out the story as you're solving the puzzles. And all it is just basically the puzzle is just trying to figure out what the codes are for these documents and how they link together, and basically it's trying to find these titles for these documents, because some titles are in different areas and the codes are in another, and you're just trying to find figure. I won't spoil it. I won't spoil the story, but it's actually really cool. Like you could basic brute force it by just putting in a bunch of codes, and it'll just work sometimes. But there are times where, like, if you think about, okay, the patterns of how these codes are developing and what the initials are, what the number would be like, and they even use like commands that use sort of like lead speak, so you can edit a document by putting in ed17 to kind of do that, or like so there's stuff like that. It's a really you can do it in one session. Like they say on how long to beat, it's like 4 hours. It took me about 8 because it took me a while to be able to figure out some of the puzzles, figure out the codes. Good thing is you don't need a separate notebook like blueprints in order to be able to do it. You can there is an internal notebook that fills in whenever you unlock new information, so it helps you kind of keep track of everything, which is great. Makes the game much more easier to be able to play. The puzzles are tough but fair, and if you're really interested in like a fun like 1 or 2 session game where you're just trying to be able to solve the mystery through the finding secrets within the TR-49, it's a pretty fun time. I enjoyed it a lot.
Cool. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I did see it. It just came out, so
It literally did. Yeah.
Check that one out. Sammy, what's going on besides locking your comment section?
Oh man, besides that, as everyone was saying, surviving the snow, a lot of, adulting doctor's appointments I've been running around for the last couple of days. So that's not fun, but you got to do it sometimes. And looking forward to, I'm halfway through Two Falls, which is a Canadian game that I'll be reviewing. I'm enjoying it so far. So looking forward to finishing that. And yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Also book club, which I know I'm sure Caboose and Steve know because I've basically been stealing their girlfriends here and there for our book club.
I've been hearing a lot about this book club. Yes. Yes.
Have you guys noticed your girlfriends have been missing? They're like, what?
Only once IRL so far, but good group chat.
Awesome.
Which book are you reading?
Okay, so we had started we're gonna read one a month, and I think we've done 10. It's so bad.
Wow.
It's so bad.
Wait, you've all read 10 books, or you just abandoned one and start up another?
So we did kind of like a spinny wheel, decided our first one, and then we all finished that within maybe 5 days, and we're like, so we're going to read the second one now, right? So then we read the second one, and then we go, okay, we're going to read this one now, right? And then Ange will be like, oh my god, I started reading this book, it's really good. And then we're like, yeah, okay, let's all read this one. And then someone else will be like, oh, but I'm reading this one. And then it kind of, we all have 5 books at the same time.
Nice.
Yeah.
You guys need help. You need help.
No.
You also
sometimes
need help.
you need a shadow daddy,
You also needs help. Highguard.
Yes.
What's going on with that game? Anyone try it out?
Transition.
Yeah, I played about 4 hours yesterday.
All right.
Oh wow.
Out of morbid curiosity after it premiering at the Game Awards, and then the
anti-hype.
spitting out. Yeah, the anti-hype, some discourse over the last month or so. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a fair shake just so I have an opinion about it rather than basing it off the discourse online and everything. For people who
people waiting in queue being like, oh, this game sucks.
Exactly. I got some background into what Highguard is, because it's a little bit of a tough game to kind of conceptualize. It feels like it's kind of split into 4 different phases, and it's it's described as a 3v3 raid shooter. They're trying to kind of create their own different genre of a video game. It's not quite a hero-based shooter, but there is a lot that kind of harkens back to Apex Legends very specifically, because a lot of the development team did make Apex Legends and then went off to create this studio. So each round is basically segmented off into 4 different stages. The first one, first phase, you essentially load up with your legend, your hero, if it were, and it's you basically have to fortify your base. So it's kind of like Rainbow Six Siege. You're fortifying walls. You have about 2 minutes to do this. You're basically just trying to protect your base as much as possible. That then goes into phase 2, where your kind of blockade over your base goes down, and you're now sent into this middle ground between the enemy base and your base. And throughout, probably 2 minutes here. Your whole objective is to find armor, find better weapons through, loot crates that you can find in the map. So this basically turns into kind of like an Apex Legend thing where you can find new, like, better rarity weapons, better rarity armor and stuff like that. You're stocking up. And then there's this whole currency ecosystem or economy in the game as well, where you're
like mining things, right?
Mining like rocks that you can take over to a merchant. And it's like there's these systems that kind of like build off each other. So you can go to the merchant, buy better weapons if you really want to, buy armor if you want to, instead of finding it. So it's an alternative there. And then at the end of that phase, there's this like magical sword that appears randomly on the map. And then this game becomes a capture the flag mode, where both teams are basically racing to get the sword, to bring it to the enemy base, and then break down their barrier. And that essentially starts the raid. If the enemy team gets to your base with the sword, you're basically on defense mode. You have to defend these different like bombs, because then it becomes search and destroy.
And keep in mind, while you're during the gear up phase, you could still fight each other. Because I remember at one point,
skirmish
one guy showed up. I'm like, "What are you doing? We're gearing up." We're like, "Get out of here!"
Yeah. When you're in the middle ground, you can fight the other team, and essentially once the sword comes into play, you basically are butting heads, trying to get control over this, bring it to the opposition, break down their barrier, and then becomes capture or search and destroy, where you're trying to plant bombs on these two like generators and then break down the health of their whole base, thus winning the match.
I'm hearing there's a team deathmatch aspect, and then a search and destroy aspect, and then a capture the flag aspect, and then I'm playing Minecraft at one point.
The map is huge just for 6 people.
It's very big. So essentially there's different layers. There's like Rainbow Six Siege, Apex Legends, Counter-Strike, and then your traditional capture the flag, search and destroy in there. And put it all together on paper, it does work to a certain extent. The issue is that the game kind of falls apart. Specifically, what Marcel brought up is that the map is way too big for what you're actively doing. When you're at the enemy base, it's actually a lot of fun. It's getting to that last phase where you're up against the opposition. You're either defending or you're trying to plant the different bombs. That's actually pretty fun. It's just everything getting to that point just feels monotonous, kind of boring, tedious, because the map is so big. Once you're in the middle ground and you're trying to loot, I feel like the looting system shouldn't even be there, because
that whole section needs to go. The mining part is truly the worst part of the game, because you're like, it's a quick time base. While you're swinging an axe, I never had to do a quick time to swing an axe.
It's a quick time event in a multiplayer game.
It's so weird. This sounds like so many different games at one time.
Yeah, like overwhelming.
If you miss the quick time, he like whoever character you have throws the axe, and there's a whole nother animation to like pick up the axe. If you be an attack and your axe is stuck on a rock and you want to like melee someone, you call the axe as Thor, and it takes a sweep wherever you left it. You have to wait for it to come back. You're already dead. Yeah, you're like, well, forget it.
The thing is that so the aspect of like looting and mining for that, it's very tedious, but it's required in the game. Like if you don't have armor, if you don't have better weapons and everything, the time to kill is actually exceptionally fast, almost 1-to-1 to Apex Legends. So anyone familiar with Apex kind of understands it's quick pace. Like you need the armor. So it's not even like an opt-in thing where you can be like, well, maybe I'll go with a gray weapon instead of a blue one. Like if you don't have a blue one by the time the match actually starts, you're at a total disadvantage, and there's only 3v3. So your team is essentially screwed if you don't engage with this kind of this aspect of the game. I do want to give out like some praise. The combat feels pretty good. The gunplay feels pretty good. Like if you're familiar with Apex, if you're a fan of Apex
movement,
like it feels pretty good. You're sliding, you're active, like, and then the mount. I think the mount is super interesting.
It looks like awesome.
Like when you're in that middle ground area and you're racing to grab the sword and get back to the enemy base and everything, you get to like just double tap the A button and call in a mount, and it feels really good. Like you can get in and out of combat situations really quick and fluidly. Like it's really fun. And then the other thing that I got to give it praise for is that it came out, I think, with 8 legends, and each one of them are pretty unique.
One guy's literally Ken Masters from Street Fighter.
That is true. That is very true.
Literally, I'm like, Ken,
that is true.
What are you doing in this game?
But I mean, from apart from each other, like they all feel like they feel unique from one another, and I feel like a lot of them do have, like, I don't know, Marcel, you've been playing it somewhat.
I played about 2 hours of it, and I was like, okay, I've seen enough of this.
Yeah, there is one character that I thought was really cool. She can basically like take down enemy fortification walls and make them sand, so you can kind of like phase in and out of them. I thought that was really sick. There's another one that can just like essentially break them down by becoming a bear. It's pretty cool. But yes, I do want to say that there are cool things in it. I just feel like it's a little messy. There's too much, but at the same time, too little. Yeah, like it's such.
I feel like it shouldn't be a 3v3.
It's like it seems like it's a jack of all trades, but a master of none.
Yeah,
1000%.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I honestly felt like they spun a wheel, but like, all right, this is the game we're making. These 3 categories right over here.
It is trying way too many things at once from the sounds of it and from the looks of it too. I mean, I'm watching anybody play this game and I'm just confused. You know, like there's so many different aspects to it, so many different things that are happening in one match at one time. A lot of things to keep track of. And to be honest, to your credit, Steve, what you're saying, it does sound like once you get to that end game part, like it's like, oh, like the gunplay doesn't look too bad. It looks fairly competitive, you know, like this, there could be some fun there. It's just, there's so much work to do until you get to that point.
Yeah, that's the big one. And I think one of the things I really wish that they would have not come out with this or would have changed conceptually is that, so in the midst of trying to destroy the enemy base, you can actually get to a point where there's a stalemate, where if you don't plant enough bombs, you'll essentially have to restart the raid.
Yeah.
And it starts the phase all over again.
And fight for the sword again.
Fuck it. I do not want to play this game at all. I want to start a brand new match. Like, I've had some runs and some wins where the match takes 5 minutes. And I'm like, this is perfect. Like, if you build enough momentum, your team is on and like locked in, you can finish that match within 5 minutes. I think that is perfect pacing, perfect timing. But I've had some matches that go on for 20, 25 minutes. I'm like,
forget that.
Like, it's just
30-minute match
back and forth and back and forth. And I'm like, I don't want to do the middle ground work where I'm going out and I'm getting another piece of armor. I'm getting I don't want to do any of it.
I'll also say, like, I think I heard rumors as well that at one point or another this game was meant to be a shadow drop, and then
yes, apparently for the devs it was.
I was going to bring that up, so I was going to say did Geoff kind of screw them over a little bit?
I honestly think in a way that he kind of did, because when this game was first revealed, from what I had understood about it, at least from that initial trailer, was that it was like a new hero shooter,
right?
And then that was kind of it. Like, it was just going to be a hero shooter, another one in many. And so that's what I was setting myself up for, you know, like a bit of a bigger map, you ride horses, but it's a hero shooter, right? Like, not much else to it besides that. And so once the game had actually come out and there was all these like billion different mechanics, I think the expectation that I had set for myself in my head didn't fully realize. And so I was like, I don't know if this is what I want to play. Whereas if it was a shadow drop, at least it would have been something where I'm like, I don't know what this is at all.
But I'll try it.
There is some intrigue off of that alone. And maybe, you know, there's something that I could pick up from it. I mean, I feel like maybe the outcome would have ended up being the same, where I'm just like, there's just too many games in this one game. But yeah, I do feel like them not shadow dropping it had definitely done it some damage, especially from just the aspect of they were completely radio silent after that game.
There wasn't
no marketing plan.
Yeah, that's why I heard it was like because they had no marketing plan, because they were planning on shadow dropping it. So having the trailer in the Game Awards, because I see what they were like, the conundrum they were in, because when Geoff was like, we'll display the trailer, we'll play the trailer, we'll premiere it on the Game Awards, which to any new indie dev studio, yes, they had the pedigree of a lot of people from different studios like that, from like Apex, from Call of Duty, and all these multiplayer like giants. Like, having an opportunity to be able to be seen by millions of people on the same night, that's an opportunity you don't want to pass up. That's literally like in essence almost free marketing. I don't know how much, if they had to pay for anything.
No,
like
they
that,
did not. Geoff approached them and said, "I'll do it for free."
Okay, well, yeah. So they got free advertising in front of millions of people, which is hundreds of millions of people apparently. Like, so that's, you can't pass that up. But unfortunately, they just didn't plan out for any other future marketing. So that's where all the controversy of it, like, what is this game? Because they didn't have any. That's why they went silent. They didn't have anything to be able to talk about just yet.
You
and
pivot then, like
you would think
you have to have the marketing team to do it. So if they don't, if they don't have it,
I just feel like by doing that, I think Geoff really did set them up for failure. I mean, I just took another look at the Steam charts, and yesterday had an all-time peak of 97,000, which, I mean, not great by any stretch of the imagination.
It's good for Premiere.
It's very okay for a premiere for a game.
I think for a game that kind of was like no one really knew about, but like also wasn't like it just was premiered or like a month ago. I agree with you. Like definitely there's been games that premiered much higher than this. Obviously,
I feel like a lot more people would have gone in out of curiosity had the shadow dropped. I'm again much more flabbergasted at the number I'm reading about players right now, 19,000.
Yeah. I saw that too.
So you know what else is the problem? Like, it's one thing that Geoff had not let this end up be a shadow drop and wanted to premiere it at the Game Awards. It's another thing that he made it there and one more thing at the Game Awards, because that right there, it was like you are really putting this game in a bad spot, right? Because
that means
everyone always expects that final reveal to be like something of weight, something of note. Not to say that like a new IP or a new game like that couldn't necessarily bring that sort of hype. Like for instance, we got that Divinity reveal, right? Like that's a brand new IP, but it's from like this well-known studios from Larian. Like there's something
they've been
there.
planning it for
like years. Although I guess Divinity not necessarily a new IP, but you guys know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
And so like at the end of the day, it's like I feel like him having that be the final game of the show, it put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, like myself included. I was like, seriously, you're gonna wrap up the show on that? I was convinced. I was like, oh, this is just like he's throwing smoke over, there's going to be one more thing that'll be the actual big final reveal, because there's no way this random game that honestly looked really uninspired was going to be the final reveal of the Game Awards. And that's what it ended up being, which, you couple that with it had no marketing budget, so they wanted to shadow drop it. So nobody said anything for the next month. Yeah, it's just such a recipe for unsuccess.
And I just want to throw in as well very quickly, Steve. He also added in all of you be apologizing to me tomorrow. I'll be like, Geoff,
I know. It's like, dude,
that ties into what I wanted to ask, or maybe like launch into discussion, is because Geoff has been pretty much, like, I guess in a way, the curator of like game announcements, right? Like, so he's been the one that's like, if he's prioritizing, yes, I know that like there's a whole thing of like people pay him to be able to obviously to have their games premiere, but he and his team definitely curate what is shown in each of these showcases that he does, whether it's Summer Game Fest, Gamescom Live, or the Game Awards. But with this being that one more thing game, and him like basically giving this slot for free, which in essence could have made it like he could have made a lot of money from any other studio. I think wasn't Intergalactic in this spot, like in that same spot like last year or the year before or something?
Last year's was a huge show that he opened it up with Witcher 4, and he closed it out with Naughty Dog's next game.
There's a pedigree of that being like a spot that I'm wondering, because like is he is like as being sort of this curator of these are the games that you should be hyped about? Is it kind of like, is he a curator of that, or is he like, is this just more of like showing more? It's like it's his own personal taste, but not necessarily the taste of every other gamer out there. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of like,
I think if you're Geoff Keighley, like you'd have to know kind of the expectation that you've now set up for that final reveal of the show.
Yeah, like there's a whole reason why there's like the one more thing, and I mean, there's a big proponent of that. He can't go into his own production knowing what that slot means, and then just vaguely be like, well, no, this is a special game to me with, and then play devil's advocate and be like, well, no, it's not that big of a deal.
Right.
Like, you know.
And
I
the
was
way
thinking
he
even just in
framed it.
general, because like he puts up like all these like Souls-like games. Like it just seems like it's just his personal taste of what goes into the show and what isn't.
I mean,
And to me,
aside from last year, I would have said that he knows what will get people talking, what has the hype. And yes, I mean, that is a lot of Souls games. A lot of people do give a shit about Elden Ring. A lot of people care about Naughty Dog. That's a selling slot. And especially if aside from this year, aside from, you know, giving away the Highguard, that's a slot that you can go to a studio, a publisher, and be like, we'll give you this one for a mint.
Yeah.
So it's not even like you can talk out both sides of your mouth. You can't downplay it and be like, well, no, this is just for my personal taste, but then also approach other studios and be like, no, you're gonna give me millions, bro, because this is the slot.
The spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so confusing because like he framed it and he was just like, all right, from the makers of Apex Legends. I'm like, all right, expectations. I'm wearing a Lulu Lovely sweater right now. I played a lot of Apex Legends.
There you go. Yeah.
And then we watched it. And like, as I'm watching it, I'm like, what's this? What's happening?
Yeah. It looks nothing like Apex.
Yeah.
It seems like a Hero
Man announcement.
Anything.
It was right after the Mega Man announcement.
So unfortunately, we set the expectations up here. And for like a first time, like, game, it should have been, you know, like mid, be like, hey guys, here's this new studio that includes these people.
Yeah,
I hate doing the like, was he paid off speculation thing, because I hate when people do that to me. But having it be the last show at the Game Awards, having him tweet so much about it, and then having him also on the day before it was out to be like, you guys are all going to send me your apology letters. It's like,
yeah, that's double.
Why was he
sending people more off?
I cannot wrap my head around why he hyped it up as much as he did. Like, was it just that when he went to that preview event with like these other creators, was there just like a buzz with that specific group or something?
I think it was probably a mix of. Yes, I think he does really appreciate the game. I will give him the benefit of the doubt that he probably liked what he played. I also want to say that he probably saw the hype and all the excitement over the shadow drop of Apex, and he had the opportunity to get that exact same team that was going to shadow drop that game to bring it over to his pet project, and he's like, I got them. Like imagine if you kind of were like a tastemaker in that sort of way, that you had like the quote unquote insider scoop of this game that you thought was going to be the next big thing. And you wanted everyone to be like, Geoff, you were so right. But kind of blew up in
you know what's also so frustrating too is like you look at a game like Apex and it has such like a visual identity.
Yeah.
You know, and Highguard, like I don't know what it is for that game. All the guns look generic.
It's like every genre.
Everything about it, and
looks like
it even
Apex.
Still looks like Apex. Yeah,
it feels
away.
So,
it's Apex.
With magic,
so uninspired. Like there isn't anything about it that feels particularly.
And I think
unique.
that's the frustrating part, is that even in my explanation and even when I'm playing it, I can kind of like piece it together and be like, okay, that part is Siege, that part's Apex, that part is Counter-Strike. But then when I look from it from a very broad perspective, I'm like, I don't know what Highguard is. Like, what's truly new?
What sets this up as like this is Highguard right here?
It's unique. I'll give you that. It's taking a whole bunch of concepts, putting it together. But if someone was like, what is its visual identity? What is it? It's spice, it's flavor. I'd be like, I don't know. I don't think it has one. I think it's just a hodgepodge of ideas that could work, but it doesn't at the same time.
And I think that's the hurdle, right? Like, you want to be able to have a visual identity for a visual medium that's going to really capture audiences, right? Like, it's really hard to have people hop in if they can't figure out what it's supposed to be or what gap it's supposed to fill for them.
Yeah. I think two things. I think you said it earlier, Steve, is that like when you have like a game that's like from the makers of Apex Legends, like that has some pedigree, like that has some weight to it. I could see that when you have a game that they were planning on shadow dropping, like Apex Legends, and if you're able to get like, this is like, if we had this shadow dropped, I think that it probably would have done a little bit better than if it was a reveal. But
that's like negative, that's for sure.
But I think as well, even adding on to that of the identity of it, this is what I've been fearing about this this new sort of trend within game development of like blending multiple genres into one. Like this is a roguelike first person action adventure shooter. Like it's just when you try to combine so many different things into one, you don't have an identity other than it's just a mishmash of just a bunch of different genres in one. And if you can't find a way to blend them all together into a cohesive, oh, this is what this game is, then you get what we got with Highguard. There's just so many different things that it's trying to be, and it's not trying to be like a master of like maybe like one or two things. Like if they took out, I think, Steve, if I would correct me if I'm wrong, but if they took out everything except for the raid part of it out of the end, like at the end, would this be a better game? Would you want to keep playing this?
Yes, absolutely. I think if you were to cut out the middle areas of the map and kind of just truncate it to be like, this is Apex Legends, but make it search and destroy with heroes, I'd be like, this is pretty cool. I think that there's something here. Does it have longevity? Does it have like, I don't really know, but I think that there's just something missing in those middle waves of the game that I just feel like we're wasting time. It's not engaging. It's kind of boring. And Sammy, you kind of brought it up. Maybe it's even adding more players or maybe more teams. Maybe it's a 3v3v3 format. I don't know.
That could be cool. The gear up time, for the love of God. The act mini game. Take that. This is like a now. This is like a now CD with the worst hits on it. Like this thing, there's no like what? You put who on this? Who Stank one song on here? Oh, come on. This is terrible, man. What the hell's going on here?
That's funny.
But like, and not only that, like what hyped it up as well is the fact that it's not only Apex Legends, but then Titanfall. That got people even more excited. People are just like, oh my God, is Titanfall coming back? And then you see this guy on a horse riding up. You're like, what is this? And
that's the thing that was so tough for me too. He said Apex, he said Titanfall. I was like, okay, they're gonna do the mech thing again, because that was what was really cool about Titanfall. You know, lots of movement and you know, it's very energetic, fast paced multiplayer. Like, can you give me some of that? And then you play. Like, I don't know. I feel so frustrated. I do feel bad for the developers in some aspect because of the fact that they were put in a position that they didn't really want to be in. And I feel like they kind of had some people saying, hey, this game is going to be the next big thing, when it just doesn't have that sort of hype behind it.
Yeah, but I think the decision they made for that was a good one. Obviously it didn't turn out the best in hindsight, and I don't think they would have known that. So the decision to be in the Game Awards at the your last thing for free, that again, like
of course that seems you know, it's interesting, right?
I think if they do it again,
that's why I don't necessarily blame the developers for wanting to jump at that sort of an opportunity. It's more so like I would point to Geoff to be like, why would you set them up like this, man? Like, why would you do this to them?
At least it's free. Like if it was a $40 game.
So what's the? I imagine there's obviously some microtransactions, some skins and stuff.
Right now, the battle pass is free. Yeah. And moving forward, it's basically running off the same concept as like Helldivers 2, where you're buying into the battle pass only for cosmetics, for things that don't affect the game. Everything from new maps, new characters, everything like that, it's going to be totally free. And
so is it just battle passes that are the paid aspect of it?
I believe so.
No skins, nothing. Like
the skins are in the
skins and cosmetics are going to be paid in, and then I think that they're working on a 2-month turnaround for new seasons, which is pretty.
I think they put out like a whole roadmap.
Yeah.
The only thing this was kind of frustrating with the roadmap as well is it's just these random little icons, and I'm like, what does any of this mean to me right now? What am I even getting myself excited for? Like,
at least with the live service, like next year, this game could look completely different, and it might be better.
It could be better.
I mean, if they have that long of a roadmap and they're trying to stick to it, like you could see this being in a similar vein to like a Rainbow Six Siege, where it catches a certain kind of audience that stays with it. I mean, I think For Honor even had a similar sort of thing where that game was just getting updates constantly.
Still.
And it must mean that there's just enough people playing it. So maybe maybe this is a game that's a bit lower budget, and if they just have like enough revenue coming in, they can stick to their plans and continue to evolve this game to a point where more and more people might want to jump back in. Maybe they'll get it to a point where they shorten the duration of these matches, or they trim the fat, right, of some of the stuff that you're talking about, Steve.
Yep.
To really enhance the gameplay and enhance the match experience. So who knows? If they don't give up on this, it could end up being something great. It's just what they launched with. I think it's not in a good spot.
I think if there's a lesson in any of it, is that you can't force hype for something that's brand new.
Yes.
Like you can't go on the main stage of the Game Awards and be like, everyone get excited for this thing that you don't know anything about. I just don't think it works.
And I also think too that if the idea behind it was to hype, if the hype idea behind it was to say it's from the guys who did Apex, it's from the guys who did Titanfall, you needed something that was in that similar vein or of the same
beginning
style
of the show, not at the end.
For sure. Yeah. But even let's say if it was just essentially a Titanfall clone, right? And it was the Titanfall 3 that we all hoped and dreamed for, but EA just simply wouldn't make. That there would have been some hype for that. You know what I mean? Because it's like, hey, these are the guys that made that game, and they're basically making Titanfall 3. They just can't call it that.
I want this game.
Exactly. But them making something that was like so completely different, and this is not really a fault to them. They wanted to do their own thing, and I respect that. But I'm just saying that if you want to build that sort of hype around it as the last thing during the Game Awards, that would have been what would have built that sort of hype.
Yeah. Well, best of luck to them. Make some unique mounts. People like to buy mounts, right? I don't know. So,
hell yeah, I'll buy a horse skin where you just see the back of the horse's head.
Putting my game dev hat on for a second, it's like I wonder the reason why they had the mounts was because they knew that middle part of the maps was going to be so boring to be able to traverse.
Oh, you run so slow. You would never have reached to the other side of the.
But it's like they probably initially had it without a mount, and then they realized it's just so hard to be able to traverse this map. Let's add a mount in there. That'll fix it.
Yeah.
Instead of fixing the thing that's broken, which is the map. But anyway,
it's essentially just a second sprint button. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Camille, what did you think of the Mario movie direct?
Oh my gosh, it's perfect. Like it is. It is the direct. Okay. Nintendo just keeps surprising us. Firstly, because they're like, yeah, we're doing a direct, and it's gonna be 5 minutes. Like they're
on a Sunday at 9 a.m.
On Sunday,
on a Sunday, they're just like, oh, you think we're going to drop a direct on a Tuesday and it's going to be a 40-minute direct or 30 or maybe even 15? Nah, 5 minutes and like I think it was 30 seconds or so or something like that.
But who's counting?
It's like I love it. I love it because it's like they just get straight to the point. You don't have to, you hear a little bit about it. They get straight to the point. You see the trailer. And then on Illumination, you also see a little bit of a tease. And you're like, okay, I'm ready. And also, it's like the first time in a long time we're seeing like a trailer come out close to, like the real trailer come out close to when a movie's releasing. Like it's not like a whole year build up. It's like, yeah, we have this movie, it's dropping, we know we're going to make money, we'll brag about it later, Like, talk about not setting expectations. Nintendo didn't set any expectations and still blew us away. Like, from the fact that they opened up with that callback to Odyssey, as well as to Game Boy, Super Mario Brothers, and then, like, the Yoshi reveal, it's just so cute, plus with this, it sets, like, this dynamic that's going to happen throughout the movie, I think, with Yoshi and Toad, about Toad kind of being jealous that Yoshi's involved in their group because Toad worked so hard in the first movie to like be a part of the group. But yeah, it's just completely adorable. There's so many Easter eggs in that trailer alone. And then they released like it was Illumination on socials that released the Yoshi eating the camera, and Yoshi gave birth to me, and I'm here for it. Like if you're watching that teaser on social media, Yoshi gave birth to you, so they can't do anymore.
What?
What do you
get the he makes an egg and you're inside the egg and then you crack through the egg. That's what it literally is.
I actually thought I had a stroke listening to that because I had no idea what was going on.
Is there someone who like does a voice for Yoshi? Like, because
I was
doesn't
literally
really
looking that up to see who was the voice.
It doesn't sound like the
Doesn't sound like-
game.
yeah.
It's throwing me off.
You know what?
There's
One
nobody
joke
can
said it was
officially
Kendrick
cast.
Lamar.
It feels like they're trying to make it like okay. I'll say I thought the trailer was great. I really love the animation, man. The animation is so so good. But I have two like critiques. Number one, like unless like Yoshi's gonna have a voice, why did we need to try to make Yoshi like sound cuter? Like people adore Yoshi. Like just make Yoshi sound like Yoshi. Number two, I mean this is another like just really teaser sort of trailer. But I'm still not like, what's the Mario Galaxy aspect?
Yeah.
I saw that. I noticed that there was no Galaxy portion of this whole.
We've gotten two teasers, and I'm getting more like Odyssey than I am
Birdo.
Galaxy out of this, right?
Birdo.
You
We
have
got the babies, the Mario baby, Luigi, and maybe something happened in the galaxy. They had to go out and figure out
different
something.
worlds.
Maybe.
Like, you know, I think
I mean,
that's kind
these
of
are
what they're.
We've gotten two
Even have
it's
the
just
SNES
small teasers.
rifle.
But you know what? Isn't that refreshing though? Like not
In an
having an
instant,
idea of
yeah.
like, okay, where is this plot going? And like still having trust that you'll sit and enjoy the movie. If you may not be a total die hard or like a huge fan of what's to come, at least it piques your interest enough where you're like, okay, I think I'm gonna go to the theaters and watch this and not know what to fully expect, right? I think the reason why they changed Yoshi's voice, because it was like a little bit jarring for me as a person who tried all their life to perfect a Yoshi impression.
Yoshi, yeah.
Can't
do it.
But I think they did it because they want to establish like kind of like their MCU, like their NCU is different than the video games, right? That's why Mario talks. That's why Yoshi's going to sound a little bit different. That's why Donkey Kong has that, you know, iconic
Seth Rogen
Donkey Kong
voice.
laugh, but it's another iconic laugh, right? I think, and I honestly think it's a smart decision because they have to kind of go into this pleasing two different fans. The younger fans that just watched the Super Mario Brothers movie and don't really know the full universe of the Mario Brothers. And then also the other fans that lived and like grew up alongside Nintendo's IPs and will critique it. And they did a really good job the first time, even though we were like really criticizing Chris Pratt and his voice of Mario. By the end of it, I was used to it. Like it didn't bother me.
But you know what? To that point though, is for as much as I totally agree that I was also one of those like, what the hell are we doing? Why is Chris Pratt the voice of Mario? The movie opens up with him full Marioing the Marios. Like he's going like wahoo, you know. And it's just like, well, okay, like he can do it. And they're just gonna sprinkle it in there so that I know that's still Mario, right? But the thing is, like, at least they sprinkle it throughout the movie enough that I'm like, oh, that's still Mario, but this is the different take on it. Like, this is the one that, you know, we're watching him have a full conversation now. With Yoshi, for me, it's a little different. I think for me, it's just that's the little guy, you know, that's the little Yoshi.
But Yoshi also doesn't have a gun. Like Yoshi is
There is a game where he does have that rifle.
They gave Yoshi a gun. You're wrong, Camille. No. So I don't know.
Someone like Jordan Peele, like voicing Yoshi.
I feel like
something like that.
I feel like though what I'm trying to say is I think they're probably going to end up doing something similar with Yoshi that they did with that Chris Pratt Mario. He's going to make these new sounds. No, I don't think he's going to talk, but I think he's going to make these new sounds. He's going to sound all cutesy. But then I think you're going to get that. Maybe you get the sound of him when he sticks out his tongue and he eats something, right? That just like they're going to sprinkle in a couple of those iconic sounds that make Yoshi, because otherwise, if it's just totally new and if there's nothing that makes it classic, you completely alienate that audience that knows and remembers these characters from the original games and or even just from the newer games, right? So I think that they have to have something in there that makes Yoshi sound like Yoshi or act like Yoshi. while also trying to do something that's unique and their own and new.
I just don't want them to get too cute with it. Like, to your point, I don't want it to be like, well, we're doing all this like fun stuff with Yoshi just because, and to Steve's point, it's because there's a big name actor behind it, and here he is doing all this zany stuff, and it's Alan Tudyk. It's like I don't really care.
I mean, hey,
because you're just gonna turn and go, hey guys, it's gonna Dwayne the Rock Johnson. It's
Danny DeVito.
I had a scary thought. What if all he says is just Yoshi, and what other character basically just says their own name? Groot. What if it's Vin Diesel?
Yeah, Vin Diesel.
Oh God.
I like your Jordan Peele spin to it because the fact that
Keegan-Michael Key's Toad,
he's Toad, and the
they
whole
have
beef,
this back
they
and
have a whole
forth.
beef behind it, and I think
That
this
would be
whole
funny.
cute Yoshi voice thing is just a front for like the trailer, and maybe
has
certain
the
Find out what
election
his real
people.
voice is like.
And then like he's holding his gun like, "Hey man, all right, T-Rex,
Like,
back up, buddy." Like,
Pulls out a
Hey
cigarette.
man,
and, like,
you really
no.
need to like stop riding my back, man.
You know what? I'm here for the cute Yoshi too, because you know what this means. Cute Yoshi merch, and I am going to eat it all up.
fair enough.
Sell $1 trillion in toys when this movie comes out.
Like,
There's
we call-
no
like, we
doubt
call
about that.
we all admit the first movie took a lot of inspiration from the 90s movie. Like this is like their first time they're actually doing like a brand new Mario story, because the first one did take borrowed a lot from the original 90s movie that became a cult classic later on, of course. But like when it first came up, we were like, what the hell is this? Why do they have shrunken dinosaur heads? What's going on here? But this is the first time where
Why are they
brand new
dancing in an
adventure,
elevator? Yeah.
going into space, going to galaxy. We got Brie Larson as Rosalina. I'm
That's
sure
pretty
she'll be
cool.
singing.
No, maybe.
No.
Oh, she might.
She's a good
bust
singer.
out a song. She's a good singer, apparently.
She's not going to be singing.
You
Unless,
want-
oh my
She could,
gosh,
I mean-
imagine if she is, and they
she's definitely busting out a
the
song, Camille. I'm
Scott
letting you know
Pilgrim.
right now.
She could be about to.
They
I mean,
redo the
hey,
Scott Pilgrim scene
I was going to
where
say Scott
she's-
Pilgrim.
She's singing, but it's Rosalina, and it's like
Just Black
shot for
Sheep,
shot.
but Rosalina.
Hell yeah. Someone, okay. I mean,
What is
someone
Michael
needs to do
Cera
that edit.
as Yoshi?
But honestly, I also didn't notice the baby Mario and Luigi when I first watched the trailer. Like, it went by so quickly. You have to watch that trailer frame by frame if you haven't already, because there's so
It was
many
very
Easter
quick.
eggs. And
I didn't even notice it.
Frog
So,
suit.
wow. That's cool.
Frog suit from Mario 3's in there.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
Mauser.
yeah. I saw, that one. So,
Mauser's in there. With Birdo's a big part there as well. The Shy Guys are in this movie as well. So
Also,
To Kabootz's credit, though, it does feel like they're throwing so much at the wall with this one that I wonder, like, obviously we're gonna probably get a third one, but how are they spreading themselves too thin with like baby Mario and Luigi? Like, are they just throwing it into the movie for the sake of it? Or like, is
No.
this
I don't
gonna
know.
be
I
a
think the
cutaway
first
gag?
one,
Like, I
the
don't
first
know.
one had a
'Cause, okay,
lot of Easter eggs as well.
But see, that's the thing though, is like I didn't hate the first movie. I thought it was fine. Like, it's fun. Obviously, the kids are gonna love it.
Pause.
That was good.
Caboose,
But
think about what you're gonna say right now, because you just started your sentence by I didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it,
thought
but
it was okay.
that Mario movie, it was doing a lot. It was like, here's a Smash Brothers part of the movie, and here's the Mario Kart part of the movie, and it's just like can we? I feel like they have a recipe to just make a regular Mario movie where they're not trying to do 7 billion different things at once that would still make $1 billion, because it's a huge IP. They had an all-star cast behind it, and the animation is great. Like, the animation looks amazing, you know. Like,
This
so
Galaxy movie, let it be a Galaxy movie.
yeah. Like,
I have
that's
a theory. I have a theory that basically this new trailer is probably like the first maybe like 20 minutes of the movie.
That's even worse.
And then goes into
fast.
Galaxy.
No, I think this is the Galaxy. I think there'll be different planets
That's
that look similar
that.
to Odyssey levels.
okay,
that
yeah,
may
maybe.
call
I didn't even
back to
think about that.
different Nintendo games like Yoshi's Island.
Yeah.
And imagine a world that's all Yoshis, right? And for some reason, all the people are babies, right? I think there's going to be something like that. Elements as maybe they try to collect Lumas to help Rosalina or something like that. Like, so, and you know what? Like, I get what you're saying, Caboose, but with my niece and nephew, who have short attention spans because they're 5 and 7, they need to do, like, all these kids movies are doing so much.
They just announced Subway Surfers 2. They'll just have that playing alongside the Super Mario Galaxy movie now. You know, we're good to go.
Yeah,
and now we're good.
You know, I think it speaks to the fact that, like, kids, they are going for that younger audience, that this may be their first movie in a movie theater. Right?
Yeah,
like, they have such a short attention span. This is their first time they're able to actually sit in a movie theater. The first time I took my nephew to a movie theater, he was 5. And I'm like trying to be like, okay, Cairo, look at the screen. Because he's just like all over the place. You know? So I say do it all. I want to see it all happen, because then the faster they introduce more characters from different IPs, the sooner we'll get that Super Smash Brothers movie.
Hell yeah. That's what it's all about. That's
I guess.
That's
I
the
guess.
end
Yeah.
goal. Yeah.
I don't know.
Link come into play. He's live action.
He's going to go through a portal or something.
Portal and
Toon
become
Link
3D.
Yeah.
Yeah, Toon Link. Perfect.
Yeah.
Hey, that's not bad. Toon Link idea. That's not a bad idea. I like that.
Yeah. I don't
and
know.
then
I'm not going to hate too much, but I have my issues.
Wow.
I mean,
Kudos,
we're
actually,
all-
at least this movie is actually on schedule and coming a couple days earlier, unlike your Doomsday. That's way, like, who knows when that's
What's wrong with that?
I thought you were going to say, unlike
Why are you calling out Avengers Doomsday all of a sudden? What?
Teasing us from now for a movie that's quite in December
It is
every
exhausting.
single week to force
It
me to
Yeah.
watch blue people jump on trees. No, I'm good.
Hell yeah.
But do you guys think we're gonna get another Super Mario Brothers movie trailer during the
Absolutely. Yes.
Super Bowl?
I think there's going to be
Maybe
a
not
story
the
trailer.
Super Bowl. Maybe not the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
but,
Super Bowl could be it. Yeah.
But there will be one. I think within the next month or two. That's like a full
Like a
trailer.
bull- yeah.
Like an
Yeah.
actual
Like the
story trailer. Like
tells
here's what it
you
is.
The
Yeah.
story trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they actually are in the galaxy doing the galaxy thing.
Yeah.
Jumping on the Galaxy Star and
Super Mario Galaxy.
it's a movie Galaxy. Don't worry.
It's Nintendo. You know
Right.
they wouldn't use the word galaxy unless
Yeah.
they were doing galaxy.
Of course.
things, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Do you think we'll
Disney
ever see Giga Bowser, Camille?
I don't
That's
think
like a
so.
Smash Brothers thing.
I don't think we'll see it.
That's
No.
too scary. That's too much. That's too scary for the kids.
What if like the post credit scene to? Oh, see, that was too
shit.
much.
You made her mad. Like,
How dare you make that suggestion?
man?
Marcel?
I didn't. Listen,
Wow.
I didn't. You don't like
Damn.
Giga Bowser
Dude,
that much.
Marcel, that was
Camille.
messed up. Dude.
No.
damn.
My
That was
hands are
messed
here.
up.
I was actually too scared. Like, too scared.
Oh, fair. Okay.
No, but like, what if the post credit scene is just like to set up the Smash Brothers thing? It's just the hand.
Master
yeah.
You
Man.
know, like, yeah.
yeah.
Or,
Or
if
the
you
like
go
the
straight
Donkey
into
Kong
you just
movie.
see puppet strings and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, Bowser's being puppeted by who?
Or just
actually,
something
Giga
comes in the
Bowser
mail.
Again.
Giga Bowser might make sense because we got small Bowser in this one, so they might be like, let's
Go
make
big
them
or
big.
go home. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
Mario gets something in the
It's
mail.
gonna make $1
and
billion.
the Smash Brothers icon.
yeah, it's gonna make a lot of
Yeah.
money.
You got to get the
It-
letter.
Can't wait for the
Yeah.
new ride
Well,
at
That's how
Universal.
you introduce it. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it has to be the you're invited, that letter. And like everyone gets one. And then while Luigi's in the back, you just see a purple character like, huh.
Oh yeah, have they am I misremembering this? Did they do Waluigi or Wario at all?
No.
They literally said everyone's invited but him. Like
Damn.
he's not invited to the cookout.
Damn.
Wow.
He's an assist trophy. He's in the game.
No, it doesn't.
That's where he
Not
belongs.
as a fighter, right?
He's allowed if he just sits in a corner and shuts up. That's how he's allowed.
Did he just now get his first baby form
Yeah. Yeah.
in the
Fever.
tennis game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Well, wow,
Waluigi
not much
has
hate on Waluigi. God, no wonder Luigi's depressed. His own
All right.
alter ego can't even get a baby. It's crazy.
All right.
Not right at all. All the hate on him. What do you guys think about the Xbox thing? Very quickly, I guess we should mention.
I thought it was great. I think it definitely it's set
Pretty
up
good.
a
Fallout looks
like-
amazing. Or
Yeah.
Fallout. Fable.
Fable looks
Fallout is
awesome.
great too, though.
Oh, it does look
Fallout's
amazing.
great, yeah. Fable looks awesome. Forza looks awesome. Beasts of Reincarnation, I was like, okay, I could see where they're going with it. I'd have to like try it out in order to be able to know how it plays because there's several other like Japanese games that I'm just like, it feels sort of similar to me that I'm like,
Game Freak made a game that looked good.
That's the thing that interests me because it's Game Freak that made it. Kiln looks cute. I don't know if I would be able to like jump in and like I may jump in once or twice just to kind of get the vibe for it. But I think hey, it's Double Fine being Double Fine, and that's all I care about. If they can keep doing what they want to do, that's all I care about. So, but I think definitely the highlight for me, absolute highlight was Fable. Next up was Forza, and I think that like I'm just so glad I drafted them for my fantasy draft because
I was just looking at it. You're currently in projected lead.
Yep.
After I saw Fable, I'm like, damn, Steve.
Yeah.
Damn.
But they gotta clean up the performance. They gotta clean up the performance.
True. Yeah. I mean, I'm like, Fable's still a risk. Fable is still a risk. There
were times at Fable, I was like, "Is this real?" Like,
it looks
but I think. Sorry, go ahead, Steve.
No,
I was gonna say Marcel was like, there were times where he was thinking if Fable was real.
Yeah,
and I'm like, you know what? That's why I counterpicked Fable because I'm like, this crap's not real. It's getting delayed.
Yeah, but that's the risk. It can still be delayed. It's in the fall.
That's the only risk. If it gets delayed, but it does look beautiful. Like I think it's and the things you could do, like as a person, as playing like the first Fable on the Xbox, like it is getting me super hyped for the game. I just hope it actually comes out.
Agreed. I think like conceptually everything that they're saying about it, they clearly understood the assignment. This is essentially what Peter Molyneux wanted to make in 2004. All the promises, the broken promises, the way that he was hyping it up of being able to do all this with the properties, have as many kids as you want, do this and that. And like, as a Fable fan, a lifelong Fable fan, I was like, holy shit. Playground Games actually knows what a Fable game should be. And it feels like they're like delivering on that. There were a couple things I was kind of like disappointed in, largely the fact that your actions and your the good things or the bad things don't affect the way that you look, which is a huge staple about Fable.
Yeah,
it's like, that's kind of a
thing, right?
That's kind of a step back in a way. But that being said, I feel like that you can kind of counter that with how complex the morality system is. Literally every single person having their own preconceived notions over the actions that you have is really awesome. I'm super stoked to spend hours in this game being both a good hero or replaying it and being an absolute asshole and evicting people and just seeing like the ways that you can kind of break the game. I feel is going to be really, really cool.
Well, you know what, Steve? In this day and age, we don't judge a book by its cover. So that's why your appearance doesn't change based on how you act.
Wow.
Yeah. We base your appearance by how many wives you have in the game.
That's right.
I will say that, like, I was looking up just kind of briefly, and correct me if I'm wrong or if I misread it. Like the fear again I have of Fable is that it will be delayed out of 2026, which I hope it isn't, but there is still that potential because it's projected the fall, but.
What did they say?
Now and then, because I was looking up to see like how many games that have been announced or talked about in the developer direct, if they've been ever delayed, and the only one I remember I saw was Avowed because they projected it was going to be the end of 2024, and it came out last year in the beginning of 2025. So I think that's the only thing that kind of gives me pause because that Avowed was one of their big games, and so I don't know. It looks great. It looks like they're further along than I thought they were. I love the fact that basically, apparently, according to IGN, that the first trailer that we got of that really giant, like Richard Ayoade, basically talking to camera. Apparently, that's part of the game. Like it's like a mockumentary style talking to camera. You're gonna have characters that are gonna do that, and that's part of the comedy. I'm like, yes, I love that idea. So it's like it seems like there's small things in there that I think I'm really, really going to enjoy because I've never played Fable. I know of the pedigree of it. I know of that it's humorous. It's got a very like a fantasy, like Once Upon a Time kind of style, like fairy tale sort of style gameplay. But I'm like, I want to play it. Like I'm looking forward to this being my first Fable.
I think you know what it kind of speaks to, that comedy, Steve. It's like. Playground Games was like, okay, we have Fable. What's funny? Kind of like Fable, random things happen. Shrek. let's merge the two.
Yeah.
It's kind of like they're bringing in that Shrek humor into Fable, which I mean, it would be also bring Shrek to Fable. That would just be the perfect.
Honestly, I've been
maybe the character creator would be so detailed that you could just make your guy look like Shrek.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing too.
Have the Easter egg that they're in the swamp.
Like a Shrek
I mean, here's the thing too that sold me on. I totally love playing a game that has that very British humor. The thing that sold me on that concept is, has any of you played Thank Goodness You're Here?
Yep.
I think that is freaking hilarious. I really did enjoy. Like, the humor was my favorite part of this whole game. Like, it just was silly beyond all recognition. That, like, it has that, it's British humor to it with a capital B. And so
you can add more British slang to it depending on the what you think in the beginning.
Yeah. So I'm so looking forward to this, and like I think it's in good hands with Playground. I mean, we know they can make a AAA type game with the Forza series. This is a risk for them as well, because this is their first open world. This is or at least with not dealing with cars. It is an RPG, which they've never done before. So, but I think it's like, I think the Xbox giving them both those projects, and like that to me like shows at least a little bit of confidence. That's like, okay, Playground Games can they know what they're doing. So
yeah.
Question: is it weird that it is supposed to come out in fall? We got another look at it, and we still don't have a release date.
No,
you don't think so?
Not weird to me.
No, there's the Grand Theft Auto of it all.
Yeah,
looming.
That is true.
I feel like everything can shift from Xbox's portfolio this year, even if they are planning to celebrate their 25th anniversary. If things don't align, or if it doesn't make financial sense for a game to release when it's slated to, I don't see the need to hold themselves accountable to a release date unless we get to the Xbox Game Showcase in June, and they're like, okay, we're super confident in Grand Theft Auto being November, and it doesn't move. There's no, potential for it to bump up to October for some reason. If Take-Two wants to get crazy, let's not overpromise right now. We have like 6 months before we have to start delivering release dates for these.
I have a feeling they have like 3 dates in mind. One is, my thing is that they have the 3 dates in mind. Like, one is, if GTA delays, they can take over in that November spot. Or if GTA doesn't delay, they'll take one of the September, October slot. Sure. Or and then the third date would be, okay, if we have to delay this till 2027, like, where are we putting it? Like, I think that's the 3 dates they probably would be debating on. And
right.
I just hope that cross all my fingers that essentially they're gonna still release it this fall.
I hope it's January 1st.
I think them waiting.
Wow.
I think them waiting as long as they have
fantasy draft. I get it.
Them it's waiting fine. As long as they have to not say anything, and then to finally say something and provide a release window, to me it gives me a bit of confidence that I think they're aiming for that fall.
They do have a lot of. It seems like they have a lot of confidence in it that they're going to
hit. Fall, like because to me, I kind of see it.
Any game that's saying fall. Any game that's saying fall is September or October. They're not considering November the fall.
This year fall starts in August. I'm just saying.
True. They've done a lot of big releases.
It's gonna get real cold very early this year, Camille. Like,
I think it just depends, how, where they're gonna put Beast of Reincarnation. Because the thing is too is I know Beast of Reincarnation is not an Xbox game per se.
Are they funding it? Anyone know?
No,
I think they may be funding it, but they're releasing
publishing partnership.
Publishing it, yeah. So I don't think they want to I don't know. The Xbox could be crazy and just be like, okay, well, we got Beast in July, Fable in August, or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
To that point, I mean, last year at this point, they did Outer Worlds 2 and Ninja Gaiden within a week, and Keeper as well. Like they frankly don't really care. I think this is just a propulsion for Xbox Game Pass at this point.
Yeah,
they're not really afraid of stepping over themselves.
But Ninja Gaiden, it's like we also weren't expecting, there wasn't this big lead up to Ninja Gaiden.
No,
but I'm saying Ninja Gaiden is the equivalent to Beast of Reincarnation. I don't think that they would be like, oh, well, we can't put Beast in October because Fable will be in October. I think they would just be like, no, that's more ammo for Xbox Game Pass. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with kind of they're talking about with GTA not being physical on the day one. That's going to be like a delayed thing. They want to be able. They don't want any
that.
leaks.
I believe it.
I think
now
it makes
companies,
sense.
now companies are like, fudge. Like now we have 2 dates to worry about, like the physical date and the digital date.
I think it's going to be so interesting. GTA, especially now that they're in this position where they're gonna stagger the physical release, they have this position to essentially just dominate the gaming news cycle for like a full year. It'll be the launch, the physical launch, and then the online launch.
Yeah.
I think that's part of it, but
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
But I think that's part of it, but I think
quarter figured out.
I think there's probably a little bit more of like just kind of how the world is right now. Like they're probably like, hey, it's going to cost too much money, like with tariffs, to just try to be able to make physical copies of the game. So it's like, hey, we can control this. We have our own launcher. We can control what platforms is going to be digitally. Yeah, and there's no zero tariffs that needs to happen. That may help them basically, like, so that because they probably would have, if they were dedicated to maybe physical, and that was an issue where they just couldn't get physical copies made and like enough of them made without spending a ton of money over tariffs. Then I think that them saying that, oh, it's going to be digital only and not physical, I think that's them sort of like locking in. Okay, this is the day because we could not get the physical copies.
I agree. I think them needing to delay the physical release of the game means that they really want to hit that November release and will do so by any means necessary. But it also so happens to be, it puts them in a position to say, well, you know, everyone's going to buy it anyways if we release it digital only. Yeah, and then when we release it physically, like people are going to double dip and they're going to maybe want to get the physical copy as well. 100%. And then the PC version comes out and all the people who bought it on console are like, well, I want to do mods and this and that. I'm going to get it on PC. And then everybody who wants to play online is going to wait for that to come out. And maybe they have some subscription service thing going on with online. It's going to make $7 quadrillion. They're gonna have to make new numbers for the amount of sales.
The new fun
this game is going to make.
It's gonna make so much money. We will just refer to it as, you know,
Rockstar Bucks.
Formerly known as GTA. It's just now like this huge, gigantic. We can't even say it by its name.
Yeah,
I'm knocking on wood. I'm not putting this out there that's saying that this is going to happen.
You're putting it out there.
You're putting it out there.
By saying it, you're putting it out there. Steve.
But well, then maybe I won't say it, like the lead up to it. What am I thinking of? Is like, is GTA 6 too big to fail?
Yes.
Yeah.
At this point,
there's no way it's failing. Yeah, that's making $1 billion in like
it'll fail
24 hours.
What if they're like a Cyberpunk?
Listen,
and it won't even be a fail. Like it'll be trolled, and then it'll succeed.
There's a possibility that people won't love the story, right? There's a possibility that maybe there's certain aspects of the gameplay that people won't love. There is no possibility this game is below an 85 on Metacritic.
Yeah, I think. I mean, you're just saying that because it's on your fancy critic. But also, I think. I mean, Rockstar has yet to prove us. Like they have yet to prove us wrong. Every game that they put out like over the past several years have been like bangers. So I like it's. I think it's just. I think it, like again. I just wanted to put it out there and being like asked as a question to see like, okay, we all know it's going to be big, but is it like if it, for God forbid, it drops below a 70 in Metacritic or whatever because it's just so bad, like a Cyberpunk, as you said, Marcel. Like, is it going to be, if it's ever at that point, is it just too big to fail? Like, is it still going to be a success regardless of that?
I think it'll be too late for people to find out it's a bad game. They'll be like, people just end up buying it regardless and be like, oh, this wasn't that good anyway.
People would be like, no, I don't believe it. I'm going to buy it myself.
2027. That's it.
I'm just excited
for our fantasy sakes. Come on, 2027.
See, like, I think there could be aspects that like do fail. Like, it has been so long since GTA 4, and the gaming landscape has changed so much. Like in terms of marketing, cross collaborations, and stuff like that. Like, it'll be so
4 or 5.
If. Sorry, 5.
It's been a long time for both.
This is a long time for both,
yeah.
But it's still so popular because they're RP servers.
But no, that's like
That came later, though.
That's like a different genre of GTA as a whole, right? So it's like it's gonna be interesting to see like what new features come to GTA 6 and like how they really dive into it, and if Rockstar is able to really deliver on that. But again, like Steve said, like they've been doing bangers. Like I'm pretty sure they'll do their research even if it's their first time doing something in a game. So yeah, it may fail on some aspects. Maybe if the servers crash, maybe if the story's not that great. But overall, it's going down as the most money-making game that everyone can't stop talking about throughout 2026 and 2027 and 2028.
That's going to break the internet. That's
$7 more billion.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the biggest game launch of all time. Like I really don't think that's hyperbole to say.
Yeah. Well, Steve, what's going on for you rest of the week?
Right after this, I am jetting off to go record at CP24. I have the Canadian broadcast exclusivity to show off Samsung's trifold phone.
Let's go!
The thing that's costing $2,800 in the US.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the one that like it opens up.
Yeah, with 3 screens.
Yeah.
Wait. Can we see it?
I don't have it. Like Samsung has to like
Get
deliver it in a briefcase.
Oh man, no, there's going to be a guy handcuffed to a briefcase.
Are you there, or is it being delivered to you?
No, I have to go meet them at CP24. They basically unlock the briefcase, hand it over to me. I go on camera. Global City TV, none of them have it except for me. I'm the only one in Canada.
Let's go!
Let's go!
All right. Well,
Dude,
everyone,
so I'm gonna go do
into
that.
Steve's house later.
Yeah.
After this.
I want to see how Marvel Snap plays on that thing.
Oh, sure. Marvel Snap, Pokemon TCG Pocket.
Yes.
Everything all at the same time. Yeah.
Like
Boom.
streaming
All 3
setup on
screens
that
or something?
mobile phone. Yeah.
That's
the
awesome,
world's
man.
biggest rip on TCG Pocket.
That'd be the first thing you do on there.
Oh, that would feel great. Just a slant. Yeah.
Other than that, it's just kind of business as usual.
Awesome. Good stuff. Caboose, how about you?
Not much. Yeah, I'm hearing all these rumors. Obviously, there's going to maybe be a state of play next month. I'm crossing my fingers that maybe we'll get like a little here's a tiny new glimpse at Wolverine. You'll learn more the following month because that's when the spring is going to hit. But outside of that, I've just been, playing some more Marvel Rivals, enjoying Deadpool, watching a ton of Fallout. Season 2 is, in my opinion, it's excellent. It is
amazing.
excellent.
I've been enjoying it.
All the storylines, I'm like super into it. All the characters. The latest episode as well was fantastic. And they're bumping it up. The last 2 episodes are premiering tonight and on next Tuesday, so it's not gonna be on Thursdays anymore.
I'm just no spoilers, but I just love the fact that they brought back a classic cameo in Fallout Season 2.
It was awesome.
Like,
it was awesome.
I heard the voice. I'm like, hell yeah, brother! Like that's great.
So
Let's
cool.
go.
So cool.
Caboose. Also, something else premieres tonight.
Oh yes, Wonder Man will be tonight. And you know what? You know what? I am so mad at Marvel because it is apparently getting like rave reviews. People are saying that the show is so good, and they're dropping the whole season all at once. Like that is so disappointing. It is so disappointing about it. I will say I feel like at some point they must have heard rumblings from the inside that it was good, so they started to like really push the marketing out there as much as possible. But they very clearly fumbled on the staggering of marketing leading up to the release, and them dropping the whole season at once is just such a bummer, man. They just Marvel I don't know. Kevin Feige must really hate doing the Disney Plus show thing, but he's he's in too deep now and has to continue with it.
Secret Invasion really screwed them.
Yeah, it did.
I don't know if it's full on just Disney Plus because they've had series that have done week to week premieres. Like they did that with Daredevil, Born Again when that came out.
Yeah, but it feels like that's one of the things where that was almost like a Kevin Feige's got his hands on that one. He's like, I really care about this. I know that there's such a a hardcore fan base behind it. We got to do right by it and everything. Whereas with almost everything else, whether it's an Ironheart or now in this case a Wonder Man, he's just like, I don't care, whatever.
Fair.
So I don't know. They need to get like someone who runs that TV division the way that he's doing everything he's doing in the film side of things, someone where it's like you don't need to talk to Kevin Feige anymore. But anyways, yes, I'm looking forward to Wonder Man. I heard it was great, so I'm looking forward to it.
Steve Saylor. First place, apparently. I just looked at this.
I'm telling you.
Don't worry, projections are nothing.
I did add 2 new games to my list. I did bid on it. I got Mina the Hollower and Vampire Crawlers as potentials. But I did see Fable, and I think Forza actually increased their projection points wise after the direct. So I was happy that helped out as well.
Ubisoft screwed me over with their 7 games cancellation. Thanks a lot, Ubi.
Yeah, that screwed a lot of people over, I think. I've got a video coming out this week. When I talked about TR49 at the beginning of the show, I'm going to be talking about that this week in my video. I think the angle I'm going to go for is that because it has a pretty decent note taking system. I'm like, this is something that Blueprint should have done, and kind of talk about a bit about that. We'll see. I haven't made the video yet, but it will be coming out this week. And then I'm going to be just streaming on my Twitch channel. And yeah, basically and I'm excited for Royal Rumble this Saturday. It's going to be fun. Yeah. And that's basically about it for me.
What a weird trip. They were in Europe, came to Montreal and Toronto, going back to Saudi to come back to Philly. Like what? What are they doing? Anyway,
what a weird schedule.
Money. Have enough of it. Sammy, what's going on?
Just kind of regular things. Tonight at 9 p.m. my review for the new Fallout episode should be live. Excited for that. And playing as many. I'll try Highguard. I gotta try it and see how that goes.
That's fair.
And that's about it.
Sounds good. Camille?
I will not be trying Highguard.
That's fair.
But I will be binging Wonder Man. I'm so excited for that series. I'm also Fallout's just great too. I was watching that, catching up on it.
Have you been watching Starfleet Academy?
I was just about to say I'll be watching Starfleet Academy. I love the cheesiness of the CW and teenage rom-com.
It's Star Trek plus CW. Yep, 100%.
Yeah. I love it. I love it, and all the Easter eggs to Star Trek past, and then also just existing and looking forward to seeing you all over the weekend for Rumble.
Hell yeah! I'm excited for the Rumble. I'm also excited that maybe next week we have a Nintendo Direct. That's Steve and I kind of predicted. Just saying, this story.
Maybe it'll be another 5-minute direct.
This is gonna be the big direct, all right, with a lot of cool games gonna be announced and everything. 15 great minutes, all right. And,
they need to set a record. 1 minute. 1 minute.
Here's the game.
It's just
done.
The intro. Just that intro.
Dispatch comes out on the Switch too, so I'm gonna try it out as well. And
have you not played it yet?
I've been waiting for it on the Switch too when they announce it.
Oh, you're gonna love it. I think it's gonna be great.
So I'll try that out, and then more Fallout. Excited to do our episode, which we're gonna do right after this. So, take care, everyone. See you all here next week. Bye.